Hopes, dreams. Okay, thank you. Whatever your hopes, dreams, and aspirations, whatever your race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, gender identity, whatever makes you who you are warmly welcome here. In keeping with our Unitarian Universalist aspirations of radical inclusion, we invite you to share your pronouns as well as your name if you are comfortable doing so. We have a diversity of voices on Sunday mornings, so our services vary from week to week. They usually run from 60 to 75 minutes. If this is your first time with us, a very special welcome to you. If you're joining us online, please consider sharing your contact information with us. You can do this by going to the chat icon at the bottom of your screen and typing it in there. We'd love to welcome you to our community. And now for our land acknowledgement. We acknowledge today that we meet on the traditional territory of the Snuneymuxw First Nation. As Unitarians, we are committed to the work of reconciliation required to address the harm done to all Indigenous peoples and their cultures by non-Indigenous peoples. We have much to learn from the Indigenous perspective, that the earth is the source of all life, and that it is our responsibility to honor and care for it. And we have a few announcements this morning. After last Sunday's service, Suzanne, Andre, and a wonderful team of volunteers held the first bake sale that we have had in several years. They are excited to announce that they brought in $535.95. A special thanks to the volunteers who resurrected this great fundraiser, and to all of the folks who donated food to be sold, and of course those who took the time to purchase these delicious baked goods. And give the gift of warmth this holiday season. There is a big plaid box, and actually I think there's another box as well, at the back of the hall where you can give donations of hats, gloves, and socks until next Sunday, December 28th, for people affected by homelessness. These will be distributed in the new year to the Unitarian Shelter and other agencies supporting disadvantaged people in our community. Thank you for your support. And as a reminder, the new UFON Members and Friends Directory is now ready. Because of security concerns, it will not be emailed out to everyone. Instead, printed copies are available for pickup at Sunday services. If you prefer to have it emailed to you, please let Brenda in the office know. We call her Brenda in the office to distinguish her from Brenda Stewart, our board president. And she will send it to you. She will be out of the office for a few weeks as of January 7th, so be patient. It may take a while. You can reach her at info@ufon.ca. Our website, ufon.ca, has more detailed information about who we are, the services we offer, and how you can connect with us. Let us now enter into sacred time. Leah Hokanson, our music director, and our very special guests, the Life Journey Singers, will lead us into worship through music. Our speaker today is our own Reilly Yeo, who has been serving with us since September of last year. Reilly graduated with her Master's of Divinity from the University of Toronto and completed her basic clinical pastoral education at Victoria General Hospital. She is an organizer and facilitator with extensive experience in digital campaigns. Prior to starting her ministerial training, she was the Director of Communications and Public Engagement at the David Suzuki Foundation. She currently serves as co-founder of Climate Plan, a membership-based organization that helps people and their communities respond to climate change. Reilly lives in James Bay, Victoria, with her partner Jamie and their children, Avery and Elise. We are so happy to have you with us. And here comes Dad.
Do you want to go see Dad now? Okay. Welcome, everyone, including Avery and Elise, to our solstice service. We gather here on the shortest day and longest night, the darkest time of the year. I feel like there's a long-standing tradition of the minister's children being particularly feisty. If you've ever heard that before. It's definitely true. Also, she slept with wet hair last night, so her hair is particularly voluminous, which I think really contributes to her general air of like slightly controlled mania. So yes, we are here today on our solstice service. The shortest day and longest night, the darkest time of the year. It's dark both literally and also sometimes metaphorically, because we often feel some of those dark emotions like grief or sadness or even fear at this time. Whatever you are holding today, it is welcome here. So during this service, we are going to light many candles, as you may have noticed, starting with Advent candles and Hanukkah candles. Later on in the service, we're going to move into a candle lighting ritual where I will invite you to silently light candles of grief and candles of gratitude. As Unitarian Universalists, we recognize the power of lighting candles. Our flaming chalice, which is the symbol of our faith, represents the beacon of hope that was created by the Unitarian Service Committee for Jewish refugees, political dissidents, artists, intellectuals, and resistance members escaping Nazi-occupied Europe. The Unitarian Service Committee was created specifically to help hundreds of people flee. We will now light these Hanukkah candles. Just the Hanukkah candles now. Yep. So we are lighting Hanukkah candles today with heavy hearts for those affected by the tragic shooting at Bondi Beach, Australia. May our universalism be a more powerful force than anti-Semitism. Okay, KJ, do you want to try to do that? Use the middle one to light the other ones? Thanks, Nina. We light candles not to erase the darkness, but to bless it, to show that darkness can be sacred. We light candles to signify our intention to cultivate warmth in the cold for ourselves and for others. We are now lighting our fourth Advent candle, which symbolizes love. May we feel, if merely for a moment, that we are as we were meant to be. May we hold fast to the sliver of the mystery of love, the truth of the power of love, upon which we set the whole of who we are as Unitarian Universalists. May we call ourselves back to it time and again until we are filled with the wonder that can be our life, its hope, its peace, its joy, its love. Infused with those energies, may we be given to the transformation of this world, from despair into hope, from grief into gratitude, from fear into love. May we be bold. May we be daring. May we be love. And may love light the world this solstice. Now, please join me and rise in body or spirit, and we will sing Solstice Carol by the Weird Sisters together.
A fire is burning, the long night draws near. All who need comfort are welcome by here. We'll dance 'neath the stars and toast the past year, for the spirit of solstice is still living here. We'll count all our blessings while the mother lays down, with the snow as her blanket covering the ground. Thanks to the mother for the life that she brings. She'll awaken, warm us again in the spring. The poor and the hungry, the sick and the lost, these are our children, no matter the cost. Come by the fire, the harvest to share, for the spirit of solstice is still living here.
I'll invite children to come to the front for our time for all ages. You can bring your grown-up with you.
Mom,
Do we need more lights out? I think we need the other lights off. Hi, everybody. So today we're going to read a book, a shadow book, called Who's There? It's a bedtime shadow book to help us get through this longest night of the year. Do you guys know it's solstice today?
yes,
So
and
the-
I did not know we brought that book when we went on this trip.
So today is going to be the longest night. What are some creatures you might see come out at night? Can you say maybe one or two?
You want more light?
No, it's great. It needs to be dark for the shadows to show. Yeah.
Owls,
Owls?
deers and foxes,
Oh. Wolves? Yeah.
raccoons.
Raccoons. Okay, let's see which one of those might be in this very special book called Who's There? Okay. I crept out of the house into the night. It was all lit up by the moon's cheery light. I sat and I waited, and then I could see all the nighttime creatures waiting for me.
Oh, I saw an owl.
Did you? Neat. His large yellow eyes could see in the night. At first, he gave me quite a fright. "Who's there?" I cried, and I clicked on my light. "Who's there?" the owl hooted as he swooped into flight. We didn't name this one. Did I blink? I could see tiny glows so bright, at first to my left and then to my right, and then another way up high. Who's there, I wondered? A firefly.
More than one.
From behind a tree, I could barely see. Two eyes with dark patches peeking at me. Who's there? A raccoon. He ran up the tree. I think that he was afraid of me. A little black creature with a white striped tail scurried and scampered on the garden trail. Who's there? I whispered. I would not yell. The skunk could spray me. Then, oh, what a smell. There's the skunk. Okay. A furry creature with bright, shiny eyes peered out of the bushes and, to my surprise, ran straight toward me, right where I sat. She snuggled and purred. It was Mittens, my cat.
Did a cat pee?
Yeah. Okay.
Did it? I think
We can turn on the lights now. Do people want to make a little arch? We can sing our children's recessional song. And kids are invited to go. They're welcome to stay in the service if they like, or if they prefer, they can go back to the family room where there's toys and crafts.
I'm gonna go ride the horse until it tips backwards and I fall into that giant panda stuff.
Okay, ready?
Here we go, guys.
We hold you in our love as you go, as you go. May your heart be at peace as you go. To nurture the spark of your precious life, we hold you in our hearts as you go. Nous vous enterrons d'amour maintenant et toujours. Que vos cœurs soient épais pour toujours. Cultivant l'arc-en-ciel jour après jour, nous vous enterrons d'amour pour toujours.
We will now have our offering. If you're in the hall, Charlotte Joyner and Sharon Bolt will now pass the baskets for the collection. If this is your first time with us, your presence is your contribution. Those online can go to our website and click the big blue donation button on the homepage and follow the instructions to donate via e-transfer or check. And for those of you who don't carry cash, we can accept your donations via debit or credit cards. This can be done at our welcome table near the entry doors after the service. To help the wider community, half of all anonymous donations received are donated to the designated charity of the month. Our charity for this month is the Loaves and Fishes Community Food Bank. It distributes food to more than 15,000 people in 40 communities across Vancouver Island, including 15 Indigenous communities. If you are making a donation and wish your donation to go to this charity, please indicate Loaves and Fishes on your e-transfer or check. We are grateful for your offering.
From you I received Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
As a spiritual community, it is our intention to be authentically present to one another, especially in these difficult times. One way we do this is by taking time in the service to listen to the significant personal milestones in our lives. If you have had such a milestone and wish to share it, now is the time to do so. You can take up a minute for your joy and concern. We'll begin with those of you in the hall, and then we'll invite those attending via Zoom. As I place the final pebble in the water bowl for the joys and concerns that have been left unspoken, I ask that you hold in your heart everything that you have heard and felt.
We share in love, we listen in love, we hold one another in love. Each joy and concern we witness and learn, and grow together in love, and grow together in love.
So our reading today is from the psychotherapist Miriam Greenspan. Naturally, we have less difficulty with the so-called positive emotions. People don't mind feeling joy and happiness. The dark emotions are much harder. Fear, grief, and despair are uncomfortable and are seen as signs of personal failure. In our culture, we call them negative and think of them as bad. I prefer to call these emotions dark because I like the image of a rich, fertile, dark soil from which something unexpected can bloom. Also, we keep them in the dark and tend not to speak about them. We privatize them and don't see the ways in which they are connected to the world. But the dark emotions are inevitable. They are part of the universal human experience and are certainly worthy of our attention. They bring us important information about ourselves and the world and can be vehicles of profound transformation. Now please welcome the Life Journey singers again to perform When Soul Meets Winter. So just after I turned 18 years old, quite a while ago now, a month before I graduated from high school, my father died very suddenly of heart failure, right at the beginning of summer. That made it a very strange time for me, because it was a summer of barbecues and parties and camping trips and what Americans call prom, all while I felt very disconnected from the world around me. My peers and my friends were living through a summer of major transition, certainly in some ways mourning the end of an era, but also celebrating a major rite of passage. I was living through a different transition. A few months later, I left my hometown. I crossed the country to move to Montreal for school. It was very challenging to make friends when I was working through such a deep grief. It was only later on that I realized how much my social isolation was a big part of what amplified and deepened my grief throughout that time. Because I was living in a different season of spirit, a different season of life from the people around me. So 8 years ago, around this time of year, my son was born, and I became a mother. Through colicky and sleepless nights, my husband and I had the light of our tiny but very cheerful Christmas tree to console us. We also had the more important light of family who could take time off. It's actually great to have a baby right before the winter break because people are around to come help you. We had so many friends come out from Vancouver to Toronto because they had that time off. We also had a great excuse not to leave the house on snowy Toronto days. So for me, winter felt like the perfect time to be a new parent. Unlike the summer when my father died, the winter when my son was born, I felt a deep harmony with the natural world around me. So today is really an invitation to reflect on what it means to be in sync with the season. So winter solstice, the season of Yule. How does this day and the winter that lies ahead of us call us to bear witness to the magic of darkness? So I mean both the darkness in the world around us, but also the darkness of emotions that this time can bring up, like sadness or mourning or grief. Sometimes we call them negative emotions, but like Miriam Greenspan, a psychotherapist and a child of Holocaust survivors, I prefer to call them dark, with that image of a rich, dark, and fertile soil. Miriam Greenspan notes that it is only when we fully surrender to those emotions that we can experience their powerful and alchemical transformation. If we can let go of our ego's response to the emotion, that resistance, we can feel the emotion carry us to a new place. Greenspan observes that most people who allow themselves to grieve fully develop an increased sense of gratitude. A stuck grief can turn into anxiety or depression or just a general numbness. It's difficult to live a full life without grieving our losses. But emotions like grief can also be teachers. Grief tells us that we are not meant to be alone. When we grieve the loss of a loved one, we learn that we are interconnected in that interdependent web of existence, our seventh principle as Unitarian Universalists. Miriam Greenspan says, "What connects us can also break our hearts, which is as it should be." Reverend Ashley said in her first reflection here that gratitude and loss are always intertwined. In the wake of grief, loss can become gratitude again. Loss and gratitude are different pieces of the same experience, as she put it. In her book, The Wild Edge of Sorrow, Frances Weller explains that without sorrow, we do not mature. Without a willingness to be shaped by the dark emotions, we remain caught in adolescent strategies of avoidance or heroic striving. Unrecognized despair or fear can turn into aggression or into violence. And we are seeing that now in the world as people lash out at racial, religious, and gender others, as far-right nationalism is on the rise. This is the response of a culture where people have been taught that dark emotions are negative, that they are signs of inadequacy or failure. A culture that is not comfortable with letting people grieve their losses and then transform. So what does that mean for us this winter? It means that even as the festivities take place around us and many of us enjoy time with our friends and family, it is also okay to feel sad. It means reaching out to friends who we know might find this time of year hard, who may be grieving recent or even old losses. We can build community through thinking of this season of grief as also a season of compassion. Who in our world might feel lost in the darkness this season? How might we reach out to bless them with light that accepts the darkness? Our culture is being called to a profound transformation of our relationship to the dark emotions. We have to provide outlets for their expression. We can no longer just continue to repress them or suppress them. And so we need all the spiritual tools that we have, like ritual, like song, like dance, like meditation, like contemplation, like connection with nature, to guide our culture through this time. So unlike when my father died as spring was exploding into summer 25 years ago, I'm not isolated in my work now. An exploration of the dark is something that we're all collectively called to in this moment. We're called by nature's changing seasons and also by the large-scale changes that we are collectively causing to take place in the world all around us as we live through this time of ecological crisis and eco-grief. So we're going to take a few moments now to work with grief and then with gratitude. We're going to take this time to set some intentions for the winter ahead. So for millennia, honoring the solstice has helped people to feel anchored in time and part of an ongoing cycle that is larger than themselves. The winter solstice teaches us that darkness is not failure. Rest is necessary. Hope can be quiet. And change begins invisibly when we accept and acknowledge what is. So I'm going to invite you now, if you are holding a significant grief this season, to come and light a candle for it. So just give a second, then I'll give you more instructions. So this is not to erase that grief, but to bless it, to acknowledge that it is sacred, and to share it with this spiritual community. So in a moment, after I light the center candle, I'll ask that if you would like to light a candle, you come to the back, to the middle, come up. We don't have to do this one at a time. We can kind of cluster around the bowl. And we are going to start with the black bowl with the white sand in it. These will be the candles of grief here in the black bowl. So I'm going to go down, I'm going to light the chalice candle and put my candle of grief into the black bowl. While I'm doing that, if people know they would like to light a candle, just come to the back, come up through the middle, light your candle, and then retake your seat. Okay. So we light candles of grief, not to erase the darkness, but to bless it, to acknowledge that it is sacred, and to share it with this spiritual community. Now I'd like to welcome Tony Turner to sing Song for a Winter's Night by Gordon Lightfoot.
The lamp is burning low upon my tabletop. The snow is softly falling. The air is still within the silence of this room. I hear your voice softly calling. If I could only have you near to breathe a sigh or two, I would be happy just to hold the hands I love on this winter's night with you. The smoke is rising in the shadows overhead. My glass is almost empty. I read again between the lines upon the page the words of love you sent me. If I could know within my heart that you were lonely too, I would be happy just to hold the hands I love on this winter's night with you. The fire is dying now, my lamp is growing dim. The shades of night are lifting. The morning light steals across my window pane, where webs of snow are drifting. If I could only have you near, to breathe a sigh or two, I would be happy just to hold the hands I love and be once again with you, and be once again with you. I would be happy just to hold the hands I love and be once again with you, and be once again with you.
For those of you carrying grief this season, know that the light of this community is with you. Now, for the second part of our ritual, we are going to light candles of gratitude. Solstice also marks the promise of return, the moment when light is beginning imperceptibly to grow again. As we fully experience our grief, we expand our emotional capacity. We become more tender, more present, more aware of what truly matters. It's this widening of our hearts that makes a deep gratitude possible. It does not erase grief. It can accompany it. If you would like to light a candle to help sustain any gratitude that you might feel or just want to feel this season, please come to the white bowl via the middle aisle. Now, as we dim the lights in Fellowship Hall for a reflective moment, we can turn the ones up here off too. Great. Thank you. Now I'm going to invite Leah to sing. Thank you.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Oh, hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, yeah. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine. Oh, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Our closing words today are from Stephanie Noble. Do not be afraid of the darkness. Dark is the rich, fertile earth that cradles the seed, nourishing growth. Dark is the soft night that cradles us to rest. Only in darkness can stars shine across the vastness of space. Only in darkness is the moon's dance so clear. There is mystery woven in the dark, quiet hours. There is magic in the darkness. Do not be afraid. Dark is the gestation of our deep and knowing self. Dark is the cave where we rest and renew our soul. We are born of the darkness, and each night we return. So do not rush the coming of the sun. Do not crave the lengthening of the day. Celebrate the darkness here and now. So only in darkness can stars shine across the vastness of space. May this season be a season of compassion and gratitude for us all. May it be so, and blessed be.
We extinguish these flames, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. We are almost at the end of our service. After we sing Carry the Flame, you can join a social group, both online and in person. Breakout rooms will be available online for 30 minutes. We will have snacks and social time in the hall after the service. And I was looking in the kitchen, and I think there's a lot of baked goods for some strange reason. I want to thank the many people who have given their time and energy to make today's service so wonderful. The Sunday Services Committee, the audiovisual team, Leah, the Lifetime Journey singers, the greeters and offering collectors, those at the welcoming table, and those who brought food. And if you have any comments or concerns about the Sunday service, please contact the Sunday Services Committee at sundayservices@ufon.ca. And now I would like to invite our board president, Brenda Stewart, up to the lectern to make a special presentation to a very special person.
Reilly, what can I say? We were the luckiest of congregations to have you working with us. What an energetic, curious, and I don't mean strange, I mean full of curiosity, supportive, dynamic, environmental, and encouraging person you are. Your presentations were full of original ideas and gave us much food for thought. To attract families, you had children's activities after the services at Halloween and Valentine's Day and possibly others that I've forgotten. You also led workshops for us, such as The Route to Membership and Map to Deeper Joy, looking at ways to enhance our community. Your time with us has certainly enriched our community. You were also an ex officio member of the board, and your input and support to the board were invaluable. You will be sorely missed as a regular presenter, but we will welcome you with open arms on the occasions you present a service. Please accept this gift and the card which will follow on behalf of the congregation of all the fellowship members and friends as a token of our thanks and something to remember us by.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow. It's Debbie Goodman. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh, and I don't even know if you know how or what they mean to me, but thank you.
This is an original work by our own Debbie Goodman.
I don't have any more words left to say. I used up all my words during the service. Go in peace. Go gently this season. Thank you.
We will now sing our final song, Carry the Flame. The words are on both the back and side walls. Please stand as you are able and hold hands or touch elbows as you feel comfortable.